other
is
bad
kind
thing
of like
was
the
half his
Matt Light thing
Yeah.
or
Right.
whatever that
Right,
was
right,
down
right.
in Quincy.
Yeah.
The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. We have the A-team of real estate professionals here today.
Yeah.
The
He
A-team.
never says that when I'm here.
No, you
He
are
never
here.
says that when I'm here.
And I'm going to mention you too because we haven't seen you quite as much as we'd like to see, Kathy.
I'm busy.
She only comes out now if Christine's on
Right.
our podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And,
Us girls have to stick
of
together.
course. And Kathy is, of course, the Mr. T of this age.
Is that a compliment?
That's a compliment.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
That's
compliment.
definitely.
That is a big
I don't know why you would
Yeah.
take it any
Yes.
other way.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know how you could
Tony, I know.
I don't know how you
Tony.
could misconstrue that.
Where's the big? Should she get a big chain on, or what?
Yeah,
Oh,
she had
As
more
Mr.
change.
T?
That's
The
all.
big-
I feel like
get
they
you.
shut off my microphone.
No.
You think they did it for a reason?
Never.
Yeah, they did it
Never.
for a reason.
Never to you, my Kathy.
And I,
Never, never, never.
And when-
You know, I got to start this podcast with a little bit of
when
down
I am being
news.
time.
What
So
What?
Well, how in Massachusetts,
yeah.
house sales were at an all-time low last year. Only 41,000 houses were sold the entire year, and the December only sold 3,000, which was the lowest recorded December since 2008.
Because nobody can freaking
Thank you
afford
very much.
them.
Tony's going to take
Is
the rest
that
of the
what
show
it is?
from here.
Yeah, really, Tony. I'm impressed with that.
Wow.
Thank you very
That
Isn't
much.
went
it
right out
funny
at
because
that.
New Hampshire, I just read
Is up.
very quickly, is up.
Is
Yeah.
up. Maybe everyone from Massachusetts
Exactly.
is moving to New
Southern
Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, they
Cow
want to.
Hampshire.
Sure, they want to live
So
free
say
and
it
not
again.
die.
All
Yeah.
Massachusetts
Now-
sales are down.
Down, yeah.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
during COVID, I feel like,
They're up.
oh my God, everybody on my street sold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
That
ran.
was
Yeah.
because of you.
That's weird that everyone on your
It's
street
because
sold.
I garden in the nude.
Right.
And nobody knew about the flood.
Nobody, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
no
that was
one-
like when I was having my. That was like when I was having my entire body waxed.
Yeah, for like that.
Yeah.
What
That
movie was
movie.
that?
When I played Neptune.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to see the correlation between this. Go
Well,
ahead.
here it is.
I'm going.
Oddly, when I was there, all the young waxers were busy. I got some old lady with that was shaky, and I go, oh boy.
Tony,
I thought you were going to say that you gardened in the nude after you got your body waxed.
oh, that would have been.
No, that was ugly.
Oh.
I look like a naked
You
mole
just-
rat.
Well,
So the hair just covers it all?
Yeah.
So they're actually
Yeah.
like rolling out of the room when people are asked to wax
a lot
you.
of calling six today. Everybody
Aren't
was
they right over there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no, they're busy. They're
they
all
had,
booked
to,
up.
they had to call in Estelle from HR.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Let me at him.
Let me at him.
Look at that hunk of meat.
Who has the joke? Robin Williams, when he first went to Disney World, saw Snow White, and he was so excited, and he met her out back. What can I do for you, Robin?
I know. They're all pedophiles underneath that thing.
I know.
Smoking a.
I know. Yeah. It's kind of like the early shows we used to watch. All
Like
those-
Mickey Mouse is
Oh,
probably a
yeah.
pedophile,
That
right?
was grooming at its height.
Yes.
Yeah, all
yes.
those, and I won't mention the shows in
Oh,
case I'm inaccurate, but I mean, there's a lot of shows as kids we were watching that those guys,
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're a little suspect.
Yeah.
How'd you like to get stuck with HR Puff and stuff?
I know. I know.
think I'd rather have
And
Ricky
Mr.
Pooh.
Rogers.
Yeah,
and
oh,
I
Mr.
shouldn't
Rogers.
support
Mr. Rogers is
No, and
the
the
name
other
of
one.
it.
I think he was lovely.
The kangaroo guy.
Captain
Oh,
Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Definitely a pedophile.
He had
Back off the Australians.
So no.
Dare you.
So,
Trigger warnings. We're not definite, Mr. Captain Kangaroo is a pet.
he's gone. He
You
doesn't
don't
care.
care
We don't know.
anymore. Rex
Right.
No, I
Taylor?
just have to
What
tell
was he
you.
like?
I have to tell you a funny story.
All right, go ahead.
speaking of pedophiles, this is a house. You can talk about how there's a neighborhood in Manchester that they want to put like a sober living for women that are coming out of rehab or jail and you know, a safe place.
On the paper, it sounds good.
Sounds great. And they would be taking over the Boy Scouts headquarters that have been there for 50 years.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And the neighbors are all, you know,
don't put it in our neighborhood.
I think it's a great idea, but not in my neighborhood.
Right,
I'm thinking, what's worse is women that are trying to better themselves or the Boy Scouts?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen. Girl, amen.
I'm with
Taking
you.
out all the Boy Scouts too.
Amen.
And putting in
No,
other
the Boy
girls.
Scout leaders. I'm
The
not taking out
leaders.
the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Christine, when we just started this, it was the three of us. I would always worry about what he came out of his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think
He started with the real estate.
Exactly.
And she comes out with the pedophile jokes.
Tony's your least worried.
No, I don't.
Panel. Your least.
No,
worried
so Judy
panel.
Bromianda had a good line today. I'm
Judy
like,
always has good lines.
I have a really nightmare closing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm at my desk laughing about it. Like, I'm just like, she goes, I want what she has. I mean, the lawyer on the other side was a lunatic. And I was just.
Yeah, what's difficult about it? What makes it close?
Well,
How
it's
about the deed? That's a good one. 'Cause
No,
that's
so-
on my
yeah,
list of myths.
okay.
Go ahead.
So it started out as a cash out refinance. A cash out refinance is you're paying off your mortgage and you're taking cash out, right?
Right.
Okay. Then it went. Well, it was continuing, and then they needed a deed from a former
Because they were buying
spouse.
someone out.
So two people owned it.
Yeah.
And he
was
the
buying the other
person
partner
out.
Yeah.
So it's not really a cash out refinance
Right.
now. It's almost like a purchase type of
Sure.
thing.
Right.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a gray area there. The one that's being bought out has an attorney, and I call him this morning, and it's supposed to close today. I go, where's the original deed? He goes, I sent you a copy of it. I go,
No, do his voice.
I sent you a copy of
It doesn't have the effect without the voice.
it. He sounded like he had just come off a 50-year bender, you know?
Yeah.
So then I go, well, I'd need the original. He goes, you know, in the state of Massachusetts, there's this thing called Simple File, and you can e-file the document. You should try it sometime.
Oh.
And I'm like dying laughing. I start laughing. I go, I have tried Simple File. But the premise to Simple File is that you have the original document, or we'd be, recording.
Yeah, we'll be disbarred if we start to record.
Right.
So we get past that, and I go, well, I'm going to need the original. And who has it? He says, my client does. I go, can you get your client to drop?
My client does.
My client does. It hurts my throat. So he said, I go, can you get your client to drop it off? He's like, wants to know where. And then he goes, wow. I verbally notarized it.
So do you notarize the...
You can verbally
No.
notarize?
No.
No.
By
No.
now, I'm dying laughing.
Is this guy a real lawyer?
we don't know.
He's been a lawyer for 66 years.
Yeah, there you go. Sure.
Time to retire. Time for Boca.
Yeah.
I dealt with one of those attorneys right in the beginning of COVID. He says, I've been doing this since that's what reminded me of it. 1966, end of the closing. He says, I'm quitting. This is my I said, woo.
Good job, Rick.
60 years.
He
You
said,
withstood all
you went
60
and you
years.
brought him down.
And I'm the one who brought him down. I was
Is the
high-fiving everyone.
worst
Oh, yeah, he
closing I
yelled
have
out.
ever been to.
We had it out in the hallway, and all you could hear is
Because it was
reverberating.
COVID.
He goes, this is the worst. He was one of these guys that just didn't get COVID. I mean, I'm thinking, you were around in the 1918
Yeah.
pandemic. You
Yeah.
don't understand
Right,
this.
right.
So,
Yeah.
so what he would do is...
1918, really?
yeah, he was probably... No.
The 40s, the
I'm
40s,
kidding.
right.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
He
So,
was trying to say he was old.
thank you.
Sorry.
Hey, I got it.
Sometimes-
I understood.
It's like when I... it's like when I go out with Tony, he asks me if it's legally okay. So Tony does it in reverse. He interprets my jokes for me.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Is that correct,
They're
Tony?
like, I need a lawyer for lawyery
Yeah.
things. He needs a thing
Thank
for
you for
comedy.
helping
Sure.
me on that one.
If you can't find the comedy, I'll sift I'll sift through it and tell you where that.
Is any of this funny?
Maybe what I should do is just pass you the note. Here's the joke I'd like to tell,
Yeah.
and you run with it.
Yeah.
Tony's on today.
So whatever. So I tell the guy. He says, there's a pandemic. We're not supposed to be in the same room.
It's called COVID.
And he just didn't get the concept. So I said, we got to do it in separate rooms. He goes, I'm not doing it in a separate room. I go, well, Dr.
Yes, you
Fauci
are.
told
Yeah.
me you all get distant.
Right.
So
Fauci on the couch.
So he finally figured, so he gets up, and then he was with his client, and they turn around. I go, oh, you don't breathe if you turned around?
Turn around. The air goes somewhere else.
It's somewhere else. It doesn't. So I
Excuse me.
So I finally convinced him to go, oh, no. The next step is they went into the corner of the room. Because I guess in corners you don't breathe as much,
No, of
evidently.
course,
So,
no.
And then the next one, he leaves and she stays. I go, you don't breathe? I mean,
Right.
why? It was just the weirdest thing there. So yeah, we finally get everything done, and he
Spacesuits.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah,
we
I know.
need is
Yeah.
spacesuits.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
That's the
Amen.
next thing.
We just walk around in spacesuits.
Yeah.
I know, but this went on for like 2 hours, and
Oh,
then
it's just-
they'd come back, and Rick goes, "Please step outside."
You know me, I can put up with
But
everything.
by the 20th time he told him to step outside, he goes, "Leave the building."
Rick did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he never yelled.
Yeah.
I am slightly turned on by it.
Okay, honey.
Christine,
Daddy.
I am glad you're here today at the building.
Good to see you, Daddy.
Oh my God. So to answer Christine, our producer's question is, we're not talking about anything good.
No.
I think
I'm sorry, what? I already stopped listening.
I don't even think you're taping because I don't see any
Touche.
time up there.
I know.
So-
You're at 12 minutes in at this point.
We
I
got
know.
a lot
Here's
of real
the-
estate.
There
Just
it is.
add 12 minutes to that if you can do math.
Perfect. Look
Do
at that.
math.
I tuned out so quick I didn't even start the time clock. I mean, Jesus.
Well, that's bad. Can you
I'll
do
do
the
the math
from
for
there?
you. It's all right.
Kathy's our bookkeeper.
Trust me, you'll hear that. It'll be like the Oscars. When you hear the music,
it's
just
time
I
to go.
am
Wrap it.
not proficient in bookkeeping, and you're the one that assigned me to that
She
role.
go, what's 9 times 3? I go, oh, great. She does my
boy.
books.
Oh, boy.
It's bad.
And she was
How
one of
can
her.
I be out of money? I still have checks.
everybody has a task.
Oh, my God. Checks. Good.
And she was one of the highest students in her Winchester High class.
Yeah, class of. I
Don't
think
say
there
the
are three-
year.
Math didn't. Was
Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Math.
Class of 19. I'm not gonna say the year.
She can't even get the year right.
I was number 24 in the class.
Wow.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
All my
moly.
friends are like, "You were not." I
Yeah.
go,
Well,
I
that was in your math class of 26.
Yeah.
Tony,
19,
interpret it.
26.
Tony's not even listening.
You still have checks. When my kids were little, young, we were broke. We had nothing. So I would put the 5 kids in the car, and I would drive to the Stop and Shop, and I would do $100 worth of groceries, but I would write the check out for $200 and pocket $100.
Good move.
And then I'd come home
veteran
and
move.
I'd bring in 3 bags and say to Jimmy, $200. Ridiculous. He's like, Jesus Christ. So then I would have to. Now, of course, there were no funds to back up this $200, so I'd have to go across the street to the Shaws and write out a check for cash, $200. Put it in the bag
That's
to cover
called.
the stuff.
That's called
It's a
kiting.
pun.
That is.
Check
In this
kiting.
day
great
and age,
larceny.
you could be in friggin' jail.
I could be. And you know what? At that time, I would have loved it.
Sure, it seems
Jail.
like you'd get some peace.
It sounds so bad.
And you
You're
didn't
alone.
need
You get 3
$200.
squares.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'll go to jail for check kiting. Absolutely.
Didn't the Ponzi people call you originally to see how you're partaking in
They
all
should
this?
have. I was brilliant. I was the
Yeah,
master
I'm
of the master
wish
of the
I knew
shell
that.
game. Master of the shell game.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, because I've never balanced a checkbook in my life.
Right. Okay.
And people always say to me, they go, well, how do you know when you run out of money? I go, oh, they'll tell you. Yeah.
I've never balanced a checkbook in my
Someone's
entire
gonna
life
call you, tell you.
either.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
Someone's
tell you.
gonna.
We laugh and laugh.
laugh. What a joke that is. Can we?
I gotta work
can
at
we-
home today. I'm balancing
we-
the books. gotta mute the TV when Rick
I'm
calls.
balancing the books on a bottle of wine, and it's very difficult.
It literally sounds like a
I
sound
don't
machine
know
when I call her. You know,
Oh no, that's when I'm
parade
at the casino.
Yeah. She yells out to everyone at the casino, everyone quiet down. I'm not supposed to be here.
It's my boss and I'm working. And everyone goes laughing so hard that I can't quiet them down.
Bring it down. I told you when he calls. Remember we talked
Would you
about
like
this?
another drink? I want a round for everyone. Oh, shh. That was the TV.
That's a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a nice job.
Rick's a good employer.
I like
I'm
it.
a good
He is.
employer.
Why
Yes.
the heck do you think I've stayed around so long?
I know.
He's one of my best buds.
I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
He's my
They're so
therapist.
That's
We're all
nice.
each other's.
I
That's so
know.
nice. Where's
That's
this,
nice.
Where's this softer side coming
I
from
know.
you?
Because we
know.
joke and we joke around.
But we're really good
what
friends.
A, what,
I
a,
know.
what a you know what you are. And, and I just don't really mean it. Oh, you know what? We do have to shout out, in case the Flynns are listening, to our newest addition.
That's right.
Is Zoe Flynn.
Zoe.
Yes, we found out she's an Australian
Was she a mini?
mini
Mini
Australian
Australian Labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
Nice.
Yes.
And she is the cutest thing. I can't wait to get my little hands on
Oh,
her.
so cute. A Labradoodle. I think my daughter has one of those.
Does she?
Or a golden doodle.
What do they look like?
Golden doodles.
They
get
look like
bigger,
doodles.
Right?
Big
Yeah,
doodles.
yeah, yeah.
She's got a big golden
Yeah.
doodle.
Does she live at home with you? Is she one?
She does not. She's out. She hooked one.
Christine had to think about that for
She
a second.
hooked one.
She hooked
She
one.
hooked one. You
Well,
know.
didn't she
About
marry
a year
the
ago.
cook,
She married-
from
no.
Bertucci's?
No,
when she
she-
was making the rolls?
Well, she did, yeah. And he has since turned himself into quite the. He
I thought you were saying turned himself in.
into, well, he might, but she nailed him. She was thin. And so they've been married for a year. Yep. So she's living large.
So they're not living in your basement anymore?
not anymore. No. But my little guy still is. My Brendan.
Did she
Still down
take
there.
the easy
Well,
bake
Brendan-
oven?
She took the easy bake oven. She
To
sure
cook,
did.
yeah.
All right.
Yep. So
All right.
yep. Brendan lives down there though now.
So
He's
she can
got-
try out her marijuana.
How old is
Exactly.
Brendan?
Yeah.
Brendan is 22, and Brendan, he loves the neti pot. You know the neti
Yeah.
pot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What does
thought
he
it was
put
a
in
neti
there?
pot. It's a bong. It's a huge bong. I went
Oh,
down
but there is a real such thing as a neti pot,
There
though.
is. You put it up to
Yeah.
your nose with hot water, and it's
And, like,
clears your
menthol,
sinuses.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a neti pot, so I took a picture of it and sent it to the kids and said, "Asking for a friend.
Nettie.
Is this a neti pot? It Betty be a neti. If someone's out on his
But didn't-
behind."
What do you expect from Brendan?
Exactly.
He used to bring wine coolers to lunch.
Believe me, he was
in
a
kindergarten.
Oh, he was the one.
Yep. And
Tell
he was
him.
the poor thing. He was, I don't want to say he was a mistake, but he was a mistake.
That happens.
Tell,
He was, yep.
tell the story.
Mistakes happen,
We
Christine.
call him Klinger. I'm like, you got to go. He goes, not today.
Tell the story about him
Yep,
packing his
Jimmy
own
Hurley.
lunch.
Yep, we had 3 girls. We had a son. Jimmy Hurley went and got a vasectomy. Thought it went
Did he?
great.
After number
Good
4?
question.
Yeah.
He said
Well,
he did.
you were on
Oh.
the front lawn.
Said he did.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was on the front lawn.
So who
It was
knows?
almost like you
Exactly.
saying your check was good for the 200, right?
God,
We can all kid about
I
things.
lie like a rock. So he went and got the vasectomy. Didn't work, and a year later, I'm pregnant with Brendan. And the best part of the story was at the time I was a big girl, very big girl, and we shared one car.
Yeah, she showed me a picture. She's
Really?
very
we
big.
shared one car and 5 kids, and he took the car to work. And I had nothing, so he comes home. I said, I'm pregnant," and he said, "Not mine." I said, "Well, who do you think is lining up to hit this?" Who? We have one car. You think I get on my bike and go do my tricks? Who did it then? Who did it? Unbelievable. Oh my!
So it's not foolproof.
It's not. It's not foolproof.
So
no.
we could add this to our real estate myths.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, if you don't get
Vasectomy.
checked,
Vasectomies
If you
work.
have sex in your bedroom of the house you just bought,
That's
yes,
right.
yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. You got to be careful. You
Yeah,
gotta,
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to get retested. He didn't get retested.
You
that is
gotta-
Brendan.
I think we can.
You know, after you have a vasectomy, you got to clean the pipes
That's what they
29
say.
or 30 times.
Really?
and I go, how
remember
long do you think I'm going to live?
That's going to take about a year.
A year?
got that
You
good-
generous.
Yeah. Wow, you having a
Generous.
good year.
I'm on the biannual plan
Yeah,
right now.
who's
Thank
gonna-
you very much. Whether I like it or not.
Who's got that kind of
29
time?
or 30 in a year.
My God. Oh, my libido went the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
What does Bill Burr say? He says, I'm in my 50s now. I don't really look forward to sex. My sex is now just taking a nap.
Yeah.
Me too. What's better than that?
You know what I mean?
And Tony likes pie better than
I
sex.
just sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of better things.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
It's overrated.
Sorry, Jim.
No, you're not.
So 29 or 30 times before you know it's foolproof, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Oh, see
Yeah.
the things you learn on the Real Estate House.
That I
Party.
don't think I knew. I don't think I knew.
Yep.
Look
You
at
gotta-
that.
Yep. I know things.
Well, you know, because Brendan.
Yeah, here he is. Yep.
After my second, I started going to prostitutes. Just so I could
Use it up.
sleep. No, just so I could get to sleep. I don't want anything. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone for an hour.
I'm going to nap.
You don't like the quid pro quo? Is that what you're saying?
Don't like it. No.
Uninterested.
Hi, Jimmy.
This Jimmy Hurley.
Oh, there he is, Jim.
The
Jim.
long suffering
We were
Jimmy
just
Hurley.
talking about our sexual status.
Just talking about your sex life. So now that
Yeah.
Jimmy's back, we
And
really can
I
get
did-
into
yep,
it.
He doesn't. He never knows what's coming out
Well,
of,
we were
out of
talking about.
Christine's mouth.
It's a short story. we were talking about my vasectomy, and then Tony said when you get a vasectomy, you have to clean it out. You have to do it like 29, 30 times to make sure it works.
Yeah, I don't even think I'm up to that yet.
That's what
And you got it in
Tony
the
said-
80s.
In the 80s, yeah. Back.
Tony said the doctor. Oh, he went to the vasectomy. Comes home from the vasectomy. I see him pulling the
He
driveway.
went shopping?
He comes up the
thought you
back.
were laid up for like 3
up the
days.
back deck, holding a coffee table.
No.
Yes, he stopped at Boston Interiors on the way home. He said, "I had to have this coffee table." I said, "So they cut your balls, and now you're a homosexual."
Did you get it at the Pottery Barn?
Pretty close. Boston Interiors.
Yeah.
He loves that place. God, I'm like, you had to have the coffee table. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wasn't there a little soreness involved?
There was, the
From,
next-
from what I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was tough.
Oh,
It
wow.
was pull
All right. Do we have myths that we're going to talk about?
We're talking about real estate
I think
myths.
we got a lot of real estate myths thrown in there. So, boy, where do we set? So we're up to 5 minutes left. Well, all right. So
No, we don't.
This
Who's
is
math?
this is the good news, bad news. So we did a lot of real estate myths last week.
Okay,
I had 39 of them. We got through 4 or 5.
that sounds about right.
So then I figured we'd get through them today.
That's not going to happen.
But then people were asking me more real estate myths, so now I'm up to 51 from last week. So I'm going backwards on getting this stuff done.
I'm
So
excited.
I want you to answer this myth.
All right, go ahead. You pick the ones out you'd like to throw out.
I just saw it.
All right, go ahead.
Where did it go? Is it? It's bad to sell your house in the wintertime.
All right, so
Is it? It is, right?
Now, I mean, it's
So
pros
I
and
would-
cons.
I would
we
go
should
with-
go to our real estate expert on this, but
I
what
would
do you
go with
think?
cons because you can't see the landscape.
Oh, so to buy a
yeah.
house might be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
detrimental, but
Or-
to sell.
Your curb appeal is out the window.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But to-
Everything's dead.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're selling and you don't have great curb appeal, maybe selling in the winter is a great idea. And you don't have as much competition.
Okay.
I think so.
I see
think so.
that. I
Yeah.
can see that.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of,
But then you get a snowstorm, and then you get a flood in your basement, and
well, open houses probably aren't great.
right because then you have people tracking.
Viewings of it is not
Yeah,
great.
you know, we got a condo next to me. They've, had open houses. I'm going on 3 months now.
Really?
Yeah, every weekend, Sunday.
Yeah, because
So-
it's $8.9 million.
how much
yeah,
is that home for?
I don't know. I don't.
It's got to be like $2 million.
I don't.
Easy.
Easily. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it come with parking?
No, there's no parking.
There's no parking
No,
in Charlestown.
No.
But $2 million, you don't get, Jimmy, you don't get.
But it does come.
$2 million. When
It
we-
does come living next to me.
Well,
Which is-
And it hasn't sold in 3 months.
I can't believe it.
Well, then.
What's that?
Sounds like Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like a you problem.
Sure.
That might be
Sounds like-
discrimination,
Yeah.
Tony.
It
You
might be.
have.
I might have a
Jimmy, Christine said in the beginning of COVID, I know our viewers are thinking we're just yelling out to our imaginary friend.
No,
out in the
he's
audience.
here.
He really is here. She said in the beginning of COVID, all the houses in the neighborhood started going up for sale in the neighborhood. So we're wondering if we could factor in on what that was all about. Tony unsympathetically said, "Is it you, Christine?"
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So-
they were leaving me. Everybody.
I
great flight.
love Jimmy Hurley's face because he's like, where is this?
Where do I
going?
go with this?
Was it a lie?
Hey,
was
did-
it a
hey, did
Christine
the
lie or the
neighbor,
truth?
Yeah.
The neighbor leave that you put the hose in the
I
basement?
said that.
We
the
moved
flood.
out of there. We moved out of that.
Oh, you moved out of that
yeah.
neighborhood.
We moved to.
You
Okay.
had to.
Moved to a better neighborhood.
We got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
I guess
Can you come back?
Yes.
I guess we can. All right, can you come back?
I don't know.
You always come back.
I
It's
don't know.
me.
Can you-
Yeah, but I don't.
back.
But I don't know why.
Because you get to smoke cigars.
That's true.
Fun.
All right, so we got 3 out of the 4 of us.
Not
Are
bad.
you going to be back?
Next week, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
And maybe the next week after that, but maybe not the next week after that.
all right. Wow, where are you going?
I'm going on vacation. A very
Tony.
Well-deserved vacation.
well-deserved
Yes.
vacation.
Amen
Well
to that,
deserved.
honey.
The first of the new year.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us here in the Real Estate House Party. If you guys have any questions about the
Call Christine or Tony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
We're well read.
All right, so we'll be back here next week at the Real Estate House Party. Tony V, Kathy Holtshouser, Jimmy Hurley, and Christine Hurley. We'll see you
Woo!
next
Ricky
week.
Carter.
Ricky Carter. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.